Hello, I'm Lewis. You may have seen me around Merchant House. That's because I pretend to be 51% owner of the bar. I'm going to make a specific cocktail for you today called the Old Fashioned. I'm going to be sticking with a classic American rye whiskey. It's going to be stirred down and sort of slightly sweetened up with a little bit of sugar, and I've chosen a Rapadura sugar, which is unrefined, so it's got lots of flavour in there. And I've chosen a bitters. Quite often you'd be using Angostura bitters at this stage, but I've chosen to mix that up and throw some tonka bean bitters, and then keep it a classic again with some fresh orange zest. We're going to extract all the oils from this. It's a time-consuming drink, but don't worry, because in Merchant House you have to drink a beer while you wait for this drink. First things first, we're going to throw in a bar spoon of sugar. I'm going to keep it quite small because there's natural sweetness to the spirit anyway. And then I'm going to throw in some tonka bean bitters here. Orange zest as well, right in now. And you don't want any of the white pith on that because that's going to add to the bitterness. So when you twist it, just getting out all those fresh oils, and you can see it starts to go a bit shiny, and that's because the oils are coming to the surface. And at this stage I'm going to throw in some ice as well. Now the warmth of the glass is already going to start to melt this ice. At which point I'm going to take my whiskey, large measure. Okay, so I haven't poured in the whole large measure of the whiskey, I've just poured in just a fraction, because this is the way that you make it properly. Basically you build it up and you taste it as you go. So you've got water dissolving the sugar, bringing the bitters into play and extracting the oils, whilst then blending in with the whiskey. And it's a process that constantly changes the more you stir it. If I add a bit more ice now, that's going to slow things down slightly, so I can now sort of monitor as it's going. This is why it takes so long. More of the whiskey going in. And again, I'm just going to give it a little stir and find out how that changed things. And already, just by adding that extra bit of whiskey, the whiskey is starting to become the hero of the drink. So if you're a whiskey drinker, you're going to really appreciate this. But it's sort of, it's not like drinking a neat whiskey. It's sort of taking the flavours of the whiskey and expanding them slightly so you can drink it in a refreshing way. Same process, more whiskey in, more ice, slowing it down even further. So the closer I get to that finishing point, I want to go even slower, so I make sure I don't go over it. I don't want to over dilute it, it'll be quite watery. Do you know what, I think that just needs the last bit of whiskey in there. We are laughing. So I'm now just going to transfer it so you can drink it in a nice glassy whiskey tumbler. And throwing in a bit more ice so that it slows down the dilution really, really slow, so that when you're sipping it you can enjoy it, it's nice and fresh. And there, guys, we have a classic old-fashioned with a slight little twist of Rapadura sugar, tonka bean bitters, rye whiskey, and a beer while you wait. Cheers.